I'm TV6 meteorologist Eric DeBroca, and here is your latest Weather on Demand forecast. Well, today was more or less a typical March day with the very blustery winds, at times gusting over 40 and almost 50 miles an hour in the Keweenaw Peninsula. Copper Harbor just a couple of velocity there short, 48 miles an hour. Negaunee 43, I was at the weather service there. Bessemer 40, Ironwood 38, and Munising 35. A lot of us, though, were just a touch over 30 miles per hour for much of the Upper Peninsula, and that was pretty much the peak wind gusts were early this morning between 8 to about 11 a.m., but really a good part of the day was still hanging on to 20-plus mile-an-hour gusts, and that's exactly what we have going on Sunday evening. 23 from Sawyer and still 26 from Copper Harbor, where they've been blowing all day. But the very strong southerly winds, thanks to departing high pressure off to our east, has really boosted temperatures well into the 40s for a lot of us today. Matter of fact, we almost made a run at 50 in some spots closer to the Wisconsin line, but Ironwood topped out at 45 degrees, Houghton was 42, and in this pattern that we typically see springtime as the seasons start to battle it out, not only is it very windy, which of course we did see that today, but we do see a big difference in temperature, not from north to south, but from east to west. That's where temperatures vary very dramatically, actually. 34 was our high out in Manistee and Newberry. Heading off farther west, we warmed up close to 40 degrees. 38 was our high. At the weather service, 39 in Munising, and then 40s was pretty common, actually, down in Minnesota, and 60s not too far away from Minneapolis, and also in the Dakotas. They made it in the 70s in Pierre. So yeah, you get the idea that very warm air, and unseasonably so. It was moving in that direction, and now it continues to move off to the east. I want to show you this also. The Arctic blast is departing from us, which held its grip over us over the last couple days in March, but now that's a thing of the past. Is even southern Canada getting in on the above freezing temperatures, and head off to the west is still currently 51 degrees from Minneapolis, 52 in Madison, and still at this hour 57 degrees in Pierre. And notice off to the east as well, that's where the colder air is moving, and we see temperatures here also in the 30s off to the east, but the Arctic air is retreating tonight, and a sign of that is the increase in clouds that we're seeing from the west. As we can see here, we did have a little bit of freezing drizzle, but also very light drizzle off in the eastern portion of the UP earlier. Elsewhere, though, the clouds are starting to scream on in, and this is actually in front of the next weather maker here, and yes, there is a very sharp warm front which will make for record highs across Minnesota and Iowa. It's not going to quite get to us, though, but we will see warmer temperatures, though, for Monday. Here's that warm front I'm talking about. See, it's going to cut through almost to the Wisconsin-Michigan state line, but which will allow drizzly conditions for the early part of the day on Monday. But then notice the cold front marches in from the west, and that kind of shoves the warmer air off to our south. And so we're still going to be a pretty warm and blustery day on Monday. But then we get into the afternoon, evening hours. That's where we see our heaviest and steady rainfall, where we could see anywhere between a quarter to even a half of inch of rain. Heaviest will fall overnight Monday into the first part on Tuesday. Then, of course, we'll see falling temperatures behind the cold front. So overnight tonight, very mild, or right around 40 across the west, and low 30s in the east. Throughout the day on Monday, we're going to go about 20 degrees above average for most spots. 52 to 43 will be our range. Still very blustery, though, and the heaviest of the rain comes after about 4 in the afternoon. Their TV 6-day forecast now. Well, after that cold front crosses on Tuesday, it does a couple things. First of all, it clears out our clouds and gets rid of the rain and just early morning showers, but we're going to see a good deal of sunshine on Tuesday, but falling temperatures. So we start in the 40s and we quickly crash into the 20s by nighttime. And that's exactly what happens, and that trend actually holds through all the way through the end of the 6-day period. Just light lake effect snow on Wednesday for the northwest wind snow belts. Thursday looks mostly cloudy, highs in the mid-20s. Friday, our coldest day here, as a clipper brings reinforcing shot of colder air.